today we will be discussing about the functions of advertising. So there are basically three functions of advertising. The first one is social function, and the second one is the economic function, and the last one is psychological function. So if we talk about the social function, it is nothing but advertising helps in increasing awareness among the people, and it play a very important role. And because of advertising, there are a lot of people involved in advertising, and they get some kind of benefit out of the advertising. So it plays an important role in the social function as well. It increased the awareness among the people, it educate the people, and because of that the customer are in a position, the people are in a position to make a right decision. So it play a role of as a social function as well. And second one is economic functions. So economic function is nothing but where, because of advertising, the people working there, they get the employment opportunity in the advertising sector, and because of advertising, the company also grow, they get the benefit out of the sales which is done by the advertising. So if they are getting the benefit out of the advertising, so that is called the economic function of the advertising. And the last one is the psychological functions of advertising. So it is nothing but we have to understand the mindset of the customer, so that only we can plan the advertising. If the company is not in a situation, they are not giving consideration about the mindset, about the attitude, so we cannot understand, and we cannot plan the advertising. So advertising is also of psychological function, where the company need to understand the psychological behavior of the customer. Like there are we have seen a lot of segment based on the psychological factor, like allocentric, mid-centric, psychocentric, near psychocentric. So these were the segment that was totally based on the at uh, 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 on the basis of on the minds of the customer. It was totally psychological in nature. So psychological is also a function of advertising. And now what can be the benefit of the advertising? So there are a lot of benefit to the manufacturer is nothing but the service provider, like hoteliers, airlines, transport sector. So these are the manufacturer in tourism industry. So what will be the benefit for them with the help of advertising? So they can increase the sales while doing the advertising. Of course, they can reach a very huge number of customer, and they can capture the market, and because of capturing the market, they can increase the sales of their company. And the quick turnover, and yeah, they can increase the turnover as well because of the advertising. And the third one is build brand image. So advertising helps the company to build the brand image. If any company, like this is the era of tech technology, and it is the era of show off. If any company is not doing any kind of advertising, they are not promoting their packages with the help of social media, or with the help of television, radios, newspaper, magazines, so they will not be in a position to reach the customer. They have to show something. It is not like we should just sitting at the office, and we should not do any kind of advertising. So because of that, building brand image is very important, and advertising helps into it. The fourth one is stabilizes sales volume. So yeah, of course, with the help of advertising, we can capture a lot of markets here, and we can stabilize that market share, and we can sell more and more in that particular kind of market share. And because the company will not do one time advertising, they will do again and again whenever it is needed. So in that way they can stabilize the sales volume. And the fifth one is assist dealer. Of course, like if any tour operator or travel company, they have dealers in different cities. So in that case, the dealers are not supposed to do some kind of advertising. The customer will know about the company and their product and services. So it will assist the dealer to deliver the services. So it will reduce their work pressure. So that is the benefit to the service provider. And the last one is introduction of new product. Of course, while introducing, while launching the product into a new market, it is very much required, and a company pay a lot of a lot of money in the production, in the introduction stage of new product. So that is also can be the benefit to the manufacturer. Like for example, if if any particular kind of hotel, they just have the know property in Hyderabad or Mumbai or Bangalore, but they want to start a new property in Goa or in Pondicherry. So in that case, it is like a new property they are introducing into the market. So for that, they are supposed to do the advertising, and without doing that, they cannot reach the customer or
Sir,
the
sir, you're not audible, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, it's better.
Yeah. So, like if any hotel they have properties in Hyderabad, Mumbai, or Delhi or Chennai, but they want to introduce a new hotel property in Goa, Pondicherry, or Cochin or any place in India. So for that they need to do some kind of advertising to promote their hotel in that particular area, so that they can make aware to the customer that they are launching a new hotel property in some other place. So these are the benefit to the service provider to the manufacturer. And what will be the another point is benefit to the salesman. So sales advertising play a very important role for the salesman as well. There won't be any salesman if there is no advertising. So it create the ground for the salesman. They create the ground. So in that way, the salesman is not supposed to, know, convince the customer to a very great extent. That they should not supposed to, talk about much about the product and the services, because the people are already aware about the product and the services which is like being offered by the company. So it creates the ground for the salesman, and with the help of advertising they can they can take the profit of it. They can be benefited out of the advertising. And of course it lessens the burden of the salesman. Like I told, like they are not supposed to talk about the feature qualities, so they can focus on the other thing, other part of the product as well, which is not covered in the advertising. So that can be help that can be helpful for the salesman, and it will lessen the burden of the salesman. Now coming to the benefit to the customer, what will be the benefit of advertising to the customer? Make aware the customer can uh, the customer can understand, they can be aware about the product and the services of a particular hotel, or about any particular destination, or any particular tour companies. So it is like that will be the benefit to the customer. And assist in purchase, that is another point. It will help the customer to, by making uh, purchasing decision, while making the purchasing decision, it will assist in purchase, because they already have uh, got a lot of information about the product and the services, so it will be very easy to for them to take the decision, like they can take a better decision with the help of advertising. So these are the three benefits that the customer can get out of the advertising. And the another benefit, what will be the benefit to the society? Increases standard of living. So of course the advertising can increase the standard of living, like uh, if any new destination is being launched, so the people, the local people can be benefited out of that kind of promotion, out, out of that kind of advertising which is being done for that particular destination. So indirectly the local society is going to benefit because of the advertising. So that can be like, with the help of this kind of things, it will help in increasing their standard of living. They can earn the profit, they can get the employment, they can get the job. So it will help in increasing their standard of life, of living. Now generate the employment. So if yeah, of course, if any destination is going to be developed, or any hotel is going to be established in particular destination, so it will generate the employment for the local people and enhance the knowledge. Of course, the local people, even like I have gone and brought up in Lucknow, but there are so many things that I don't know about Lucknow. You might have gone in Bangalore, but there are a lot of things that you don't know about Bangalore. So it will, like, if any new thing is coming into your city, the people who are living there, they will they can increase their knowledge, like they can understand what else can be done in their own city. So that kind of things can be done by the advertising. People can get the employment opportunity, they can increase their standard of living, and they can enhance their knowledge about their own particular destination. So that is the benefit to the society. Is it clear? Should I go ahead? Is it clear, Arti? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, should I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
So there are some limitations as well of advertising, like it is expensive, like the company is supposed to pay a lot of money in the beginning. So it is like expensive, it is like this full of expenditure, multiplication of wants, and underlining the values. So these are the limitation of the advertising. Even though there are always pro and consequences of everything, so advertising is also having some kind of limitation. So just go to the next one. This is very important, that is called the uh, Dagmar approach. So it is very important, and you will get of course you will get one or two questions from this Dagmar approach. So Dagmar is nothing but it is related to advertising only. So the full form of Dagmar is defining advertising goals. So there are two things. The first one is like we have to decide the communication methods. We have to make aware about the customer. We have to make aware to the customer. So that is called the communication part of it. That part of the Dagmar, and the another is the company should decide the define the advertising goals. So that is what we are going to discuss in this Dagmar approach. So in 1961, Russell H. Crowley came with a model called Dagmar. belonging to the to the broad category of hierarchy of effect model. What will be the effect of it? That will be discussed in the next slide. According to Dagmar, advertising has to perform a specific communication task among a well-defined audience within a specific time period. So what is the specific communication task? That is what we are going to discuss in the Dagmar model. Someone has unmuted or my can please. Okay. So these are the communication, specific communication tool that is supposed to be done as per the Dagmar model. So the first one is like if we talk about communication, the first thing the company is supposed to do for any advertising kind of thing, they have to make aware communication task involved with making the consumer aware of the brand or the product. So that is the first thing. The customer should be aware about the product and the services. So that is the first task of the communication of in this Dagmar model, and after that comprehension. So these tasks also help the consumer in understanding the attribute and the feature of the product and what the product will do for the consumer. So first the company is supposed to make aware about the product and the services of the company, and after that they are supposed to comprehend them, like they have to make them understand what actually the product is all about. They need to talk about the feature, the attribute, the quality of the product. So that is called the comprehension. After making the awareness, we have to make them understand about the quality of the product, and after that comes the once the customer has understood the quality, the feature, the attribute of the product and the services, in the third stage, the communication task convince the customer that his product was meant for them. So in this stage, after talking about the feature and the quality of the product and the services, the company is going to focus on how they can convince them. So in the third stage, they are just focusing how to convince them, how to make them feel like it is suitable for them. So these are the this is one another part of the communication, uh, tool. And after that, the fourth one is in the communication sector is like action. After we have made them aware about the product and services, and we have talked about the qualities, feature and attribute of our product, and we have convinced them. Now the last thing is that the customer should be action, pro, uh, proactive. He must take the actions. So if it is not convinced in the third stage, he will not buy. If it is convinced, then he should take some action which will be result in like they are going to make the purchase. So ultimately, after convincing, the consumer was to be entitled entitled to take decisions, to take action. Either they can purchase it, and either they can go back as they will not purchase it. So this is communication model in the Dagmar approach. Now what are the things? The another part of the Dagmar model is defining the objective in the Dagmar approach. So the second most important task of Dagmar was defining the objective of advertising or of the communication task, which were to be created. Once you define the objective, then the measuring of advertising result was comparatively easier. With this more Russell Crowe also gave more responsibility to the advertising uh, department. Not only were uh, they responsible for the ads made, they were also responsible for how well they understood the objective of advertising and how they incorporated this objective in their communication task. So It is actually the first thing that the company should do. They should decide the objective of their advertising, and after that, as per the objective that they have decided, they can communicate to the customer. But in the diagonal model, it is like opposite to the, they should just first communicate, and after communication, they should decide the objective. In this modern age, we know that advertising is used for introducing a product, building brand equity, for sales promotion, or for plain old brand recall. However, all these are like objective of advertising and form the second part of the Dagmar model. The objective of advertising in the Dagmar, which are used to create communication tasks, are as follows. Now we are going to discuss what is the objective that is given by Russell in Dagmar model. So he has given four objectives of advertising. The first one is the concrete and the measurable task. The task need to be precise statement of what the advertiser wants to achieve through the communication. If they are making aware about the product and the services, so what actually he want to achieve out of it? Does he want to strengthen the brand image? Either they are just focusing to create, to make the people aware about their company, or if they want to maximize the brand presence, either they want to increase the brand image everywhere, or they want to enter into a new market or increase overall sales. So this is like uh, first objective of the advertising, what actually the company wants to convey and what actually the company wants to achieve. So the another point is that define the target audience. So of course it is very important. We cannot focus each and every one. So before the communication task commences, the target audience needs to be defined as precisely as possible. Are you targeting youngster? Like are we focusing on this youngster or adult people or like elderly people, or we are just focusing particular kind of region? So these are the target. We have to define the target so that we can target them easily, and uh, we can make the objective as per the target audience. So any one of the various forms of the segmentation can be used to define the target audience. So any form, like we can focus on the people who are like having good occupation, like we can focus on the lawyer, we can focus on the accounting, we can focus on the doctors, and we can focus on religious basis. So there are different segmentation based basis that we can opt for it to target the, to decide the target audience, who will be our target audience for the advertising. Now the another point is degree of change. So advertisement should be something which is like having a degree of change. So what level of perception, attitude, or awareness of customer do you want to change? Do you want to change the attitude of the customer? That should be, that can be the objective of the company, of the advertising. If a customer is aware of the product, do you want his negative attitude to change to positive? Like if you have made aware about the product and services, and because of that, awareness, he thought that it is like he didn't thought he didn't think about the positive thing about your company or about your services and product. So in that case, do you want to change that kind of negativity into positivity? So that can be the degree of change. So do you want some kind of change in that? Or if the market is completely unaware, do you want the whole market to be aware, or only a partially target group is set? So if any market is not aware about your product and services, do you want to capture that market fully, or you just want to capture a part, a part of that particular market? These degrees of change which are going to be the objective of communication task need to be defined in advance. So these are the things that it's like can be done in the that model. Now the time period is also important, like to achieve the objective of communication task. How much time are you ready to allot? If you think that in a month the product can create awareness in the complete market, then you are very wrong. So like we cannot create your brand image in the mind of customer over a month of period. Like you might have seen like Uttal. Uttal is very famous food. So they doesn't do like they don't do one time advertising. So advertising is not like one time we have to do, and we should not like think that once we have done one time advertising we should not do again in the future. So it is like it is a continuous process that should be done by the company. So it is also like we should not, once we have done, we should not also think like we can just achieve whatever the objective that we have identified we will achieve in 1 or 2 months. It will take a lot of time to make aware about your company to the customer. So that is why major advertisers try to introduce the product for 3 months, and after that then they communicate the features and the benefit in the next 3 months, that the brand recall is high and the brand acceptance is high, as well a defined time period given gives better visibility. So advertising is a long process. First, we have to make the awareness among the customer, and it will take like a lot of time to make them aware. And once we have made them aware about our company and the product and the services, and after that we can do another advertising, like we can talk about the feature and quality of our product. So it is, you can see, a long process. So this was the Dagmar model which is given by the Russian. So is it clear or should I explain it again?
Yes, sir.
Now the another important thing that we are going to discuss, like different methods of advertising in tourism marketing. So the first one is the print one, and the second one is like direct mail, and the third one is there are different things, different display media, broadcast media or pure media. So these are the things that we can discuss in the next class because it's a very long one. So if you have any doubt about any previous class, you can just ask me now, because I don't want to cover this method of advertising in tourism marketing today. I'll just take this class on Friday, and we don't have like this chapter is also going to be finished very soon. Like we will just take 2 more classes.